Basket weaving is the process of weaving or sewing pliable materials into two- or three-dimensional artifacts, such as mats or containers. Craftsmen and artists specialized in making baskets are usually referred to as basket makers and basket weavers. Basketry is made from a variety of fibrous or pliable materials, anything that will bend and form a shape. Examples include pine straw, stems, animal hair, hide, grasses, thread, and fine wooden splints. Indigenous peoples are particularly renowned for their basket weaving techniques. These baskets may then be traded for goods but may also be used for religious ceremonies. Classified into four types, according to Catherine Erdley: coiled basketry using grasses and rushes, plaiting basketry using materials that are wide and braid-like, palms, yucca or New Zealand flax, twining basketry using materials from roots and tree bark. Twining actually refers to a weaving technique where two or more flexible weaving elements cross each other as they weave through the stiffer radial spokes. Wicker and splint basketry using reed, cane, willow, oak, and ash materials used in basketry. Weaving with rattan core is one of the more popular techniques being practiced, because it is easily available, it is pliable, and when woven correctly, it is very sturdy. Also, while traditional materials like oak, hickory, and willow might be hard to come by, reed is plentiful and can be cut into any size or shape that might be needed for a pattern. This includes flat reed, which is used for most square baskets, oval reed, which is used for many round baskets, and round reed, which is used to twine. Another advantage is that reed can also be dyed easily to look like oak or hickory. The type of baskets that reed is used for are most often referred to as wicker baskets, though another popular type of weaving known as twining is also a technique used in most wicker baskets. Wicker baskets are often used to store beer, grain, and even in some human sacrificing tribes, the heads of the sacrifice. Many types of plants can be used to create baskets. Dog rose, honeysuckle, blackberry briars once the thorns have been scraped off, and many other creepers. Willow was used for its flexibility and the ease with which it could be grown and harvested. Willow baskets were commonly referred to as wickerwork in England. Water hyacinth is currently also being used as a base material in some areas where the plant has become a serious pest. For example, near Tonle Sap, the NGO Osmos has been producing and selling water hyacinth baskets. The basket weaving process. The parts of a basket are the base, the side walls, and the rim. A basket may also have a lid, handle, or embellishments. Most baskets begin with a base. The base can either be woven with reed or wooden. A wooden base can come in many shapes to make a wide variety of shapes of baskets. The static pieces of the work are laid down first. In a round basket, they are referred to as spokes. In other shapes, they are called stakes or staves. Then the weavers are used to fill in the sides of a basket. A wide variety of patterns can be made by changing the size, color, or placement of a certain style of weave. To achieve a multicolored effect, Aboriginal artists first dye the twine and then weave the twines together in elaborate patterns. History. While basket weaving is one of the widest spread crafts in the history of any human civilization, it is hard to say just how old the craft is, because natural materials like wood, grass, and animal remains decay naturally and constantly. So without proper preservation, much of the history of basket making has been lost and is simply speculated upon. The oldest known baskets have been carbon dated to between 10,000 and 12,000 years old, earlier than any established dates for archaeological finds of pottery, and were discovered in Fayoum in Upper Egypt. Other baskets have been discovered in the Middle East that are up to 7,000 years old. However, baskets seldom survive, as they are made from perishable materials. The most common evidence of a knowledge of basketry is an imprint of the weave on fragments of clay pots, formed by packing clay on the walls of the basket and firing. During the Industrial Revolution, baskets were used in factories and for packing and deliveries. Wicker furniture became fashionable in Victorian society. During the World Wars, thousands of baskets were used for transporting messenger pigeons. There were also observational balloon baskets, baskets for shell cases and airborne pannier baskets used for dropping supplies of ammunition and food to the troops. Natural vine basketry. Because vines have always been readily accessible and plentiful for weavers, they have been a common choice for basketry purposes. The runners are preferable to the vine's stems because they tend to be straighter. Pliable materials like kudzu vine to more rigid, woody vines like bittersweet, grapevine, honeysuckle, wisteria and smoke vine are good basket weaving materials. Although many vines are not uniform in shape and size, they can be manipulated and prepared in a way that makes them easily used in traditional and contemporary basketry. Most vines can be split and dried to store until use. Once vines are ready to be used, they can be soaked or boiled to increase pliability. Grapevine in particular should always be boiled because of its propensity to attract mites. Middle Eastern basketry. The earliest reliable evidence for basketry technology in the Middle East comes from the pre-pottery Neolithic phases of Tel Sabir Bayad Tuin, Catalhoyuk. Although no actual basketry remains were recovered, impressions on floor surfaces and on fragments of bitumen suggest that basketry objects were used for storage and architectural purposes. The extremely well-preserved early Neolithic ritual cave site of Nahal Himar yielded thousands of intact perishable artifacts, including basketry containers, fabrics, and various types of cordage. Additional Neolithic basketry impressions have been uncovered at Jericho, Netiv Hagdud, Beda, Shur, Tel Sabir Bayad III, Domus Tepe, Bahia, Tel Megalia, Sarab, Jarmo, and Ali Kosh. Native American basketry. Native Americans traditionally make their baskets from the materials available locally. Arctic and subarctic tribes use sea grasses for basketry. At the dawn of the 20th century, a Nupiaq man began weaving baskets from baleen, a substance derived from whale jaws, and incorporating walrus ivory and whalebone in basketry. Northeastern in New England, they weave baskets from swamp ash. The wood is peeled off a felled log in strips, following the growth rings of the tree. Maine and Great Lakes tribes use black ash splints. They also weave baskets from sweetgrass, as do Canadian tribes. Birch bark is used throughout the subarctic, by a wide range of tribes from Dean to Ojibwe to Mi'kmaq. Birch bark baskets are often embellished with dyed porcupine quills. Some of the more notable styles are Nantucket baskets and Williamsburg baskets. Nantucket baskets are large and bulky, while Williamsburg baskets can be any size, so long as the two sides of the basket bow out slightly and get larger as it is woven up. Kelly Church. Southeastern tribes, such as the Artacopa, Cherokee, Choctaw, and Chitimacha, traditionally use split river cane for basketry. A particularly difficult technique for which these tribes are known is double weave or double wool basketry, in which each basketry is formed by an interior and exterior wool seamlessly woven together. Double weave, although rare, is still practiced today, for instance by Mike Dart. Northwestern see also Salish weaving, Chilkat weaving, and Quinault people basketry and weaving. Northwestern tribes use spruce root, cedar bark, and swamp grass. Ceremonial basketry hats are particularly valued by Northeast tribes and are worn today at potlatches. Traditionally, women wove basketry hats, and men painted designs on them. Dolores Churchill is a Haida from Alaska who began weaving in a time when Haida basketry was in decline, but she and others have ensured it will continue by teaching the next generation. Dolores Churchill. Joe Feddersen. Boada Strand. Californian and Great Basin indigenous peoples of California and Great Basin are known for their basketry skills. Coil baskets are particularly common, woven from sumac, yucca, willow, and basket brush. The works by Californian basket makers include many pieces in museums. Elsie Allen, Carrie Bethel, Lauren Bomelin, Nellie Charlie, Louisa Kaiser, Datsola Lee, L. Frank, Mabel McKay, Essie Panola Parrish, Lucy Tells, Southwestern Annie Antone, Terrell Dew Johnson. Mexico and northwestern Mexico, the Seri people continue to sew baskets using splints of the limber bush plant, Jatropha cunita. Wicker. The type of baskets that readers used for are most often referred to as wicker baskets, though another popular type of weaving known as twining is also a technique used in most wicker baskets. Popular styles of wicker baskets are vast, but some of the more notable styles in the United States are Nantucket baskets and Williamsburg baskets. Nantucket baskets are large and bulky, while Williamsburg baskets can be any size, so long as the two sides of the basket bow out slightly and get larger as it is weaved up.